Everyone, Sarah here. So welcome back to my channel. I'm here to set up my functional spread for week 14 in my Hobonichi Cousin. So if you like this video, please consider subscribing and give it a like. So if you don't know me or if you're new, my name is Sarah and I'm a project manager. And I really use my planner to manage all the things like work, kids, basically like self-care and growth. I do like a CI project every year. So that's over on my Patreon. So you can check that out. And basically all the other things. All the things. That's what I basically use my planning system for, I should say. So my planner and my work bullet journal you see there. So what I'm doing now is just going through my daily pages and I'm migrating all the inbox items over into my next action list. And I'm checking my list of work projects to kind of see if there's anything I need to do that I need to add into my next actions list. And that really is just my running to-do list, if you will. And it could have work life. It could have personal stuff in there, like schedule haircuts. It's just all the things. It's really just a brain dump. And that weekly review pencil board you're looking at, that's my trigger list where I go through the different categories and like see if any to-dos come out of my brain. Basically, it just helps me get it all out of my head. So here's what week is this? 14. Oh my gosh, week 14. And I'm really trying to use up a lot of my stickers. So you're going to see kind of a hodgepodge, but I still think all the colors kind of go. But again, I really just use the stickers, to help drive focus to different areas of the day, but, they're going to be mismatched. So bear with me. I'm putting in my top threes, and these are really just next actions that kind of come out of my morning planning session, kind of the daily management, which you see I write in every day at 8 a.m., is really when I just sit down and figure out my day. So that's really where the top three come from. The sidebar is my CI project. So that's really where I drive like personal development, personal growth, or continuous improvement. So CI is continuous improvement. And this month we're focusing on clutter. So I'm doing a 40 bag challenge again. So I did this last year. And I think I put up some videos of me decluttering on my YouTube channel, so you can go check those out. But every year I do this 40 bag challenge, and I'm amazed that I always get 40 bags, which it sounds like I'm a hoarder or something, but I really don't have a lot of stuff. My office has a lot of stuff, I will give you that. But the rest of my house is pretty minimal for the most part. But I'm really just focusing on getting rid of stuff. So spring cleaning is really my favorite time. And I encourage you guys to just throw away some stuff because it's like my most relieving thing that I do in my life every year. So anyhow, I'm doing a 40 bag challenge and continuing to build on. I also have my meal planning system, which I'm I'm struggling to get done because I hate grocery shopping. I don't enjoy cooking. And, part of me is like, do I just hire someone to make my meals for me? Because by the time I just end up eating out all the time, and it would probably be cheaper, which I just can't bring myself to do that. But I'm debating it, frankly, because I just am not a fan of cooking. It's not my thing. I don't like to do it. But anyhow, and then family, I want to try to set a date for our family vacation this summer. We didn't do one last year, obviously. So I want to put a date on the calendar, and we just want to focus on some dinners together. My work, I'm letting my Kanban drive my 90-day plan here. So my work stuff. So check out that video. I'll leave a link to my Kanban board video. So I'm really letting that drive my to-dos. And I set a 90-day plan where I'm focusing on 4 projects. And I broke down 3 of those projects into a Kanban board. So I have a video for the 90-day plan and my 90-day plan, and then the Kanban. Those stickers I put along the bottom over the top 3. So this is something I started doing. Well, I started tracking how many hours of free time I have. Free time, or I should say unscheduled time, because it's not really free time. I still got to drive my kids to work and all that kind of stuff. But I started tracking how many unscheduled hours, I really should say. I'm saying free time, but that's not the right word for that. But so last week I had 64 free hours or unscheduled hours. And as of yesterday, so today is Saturday morning. So as of Friday, I had used 13 of those 64 hours, because the majority of the hours are on the weekends. But I really just like putting in day over day how I'm using it, because it's like I would be like, oh, I have 64 hours, and then it'd be Friday, and I'm like, I didn't use any of them to do anything for me, And I started to really track that, because I was feeling like all I do is have to do's and not want to do's, if you will. And we talked about this on my Patreon, but so I'm doing that to make myself feel better, I guess, to show like, Sarah, you had 64 hours and you didn't do anything. So is it really everybody else's fault, or is it your fault that you chose to watch The Walking Dead? Right? So, which I'm not saying watching TV is not a good way of using your time, because sometimes you just need that. But I started to do that just so I could manage myself and my own expectations of myself and hold myself a little bit of accountable, because you can't sit there and be like, oh my God, all I got to do is work and I don't have to have any fun. Well, is that true? So I really am like putting myself in check there. So those are my daily pages, and I put next action, agenda, to do, inbox, and waiting on. So I'm using up stickers. So I wrote in some of the categories, but the daily pages really just, they keep me organized throughout the day. And there's my little vellum decor, which is in my shop. Your body is a reflection of your lifestyle. So true. So Sarah, if you're sitting on the couch watching The Walking Dead for, 2 weeks, then you're probably not going to end up with a 6-pack. So now I'm just kind of going through it. I'm doing some future planning. So I know on Wednesdays it's Water the Plant Wednesday. So I want to water the plants. And I'm putting it in there just so it's like future planning. And now I'm looking at my calendar, and I'm actually just putting in, like, I have videos, so I'm future planning here. So I know to do on Friday, I want to film my plan with me. And then on Monday, I have a presentation where I report out the operations review to executive staff. So Monday morning, I just want to make sure I remember to run through my presentation a few times, so I'm not all blah, 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 when I'm presenting to staff. So I'm planning that, or future planning that. And then on my weekend spread there, we didn't really talk about this, but I'm using that weekend section because my dailies really drive my to-dos. And I'm putting my trackers in there. So this is where I'm capturing all of the unscheduled time, if you will. So if you can see, last week I highlighted at 64 hours, and I write in how I use them. So I'm just highlighting the blocks of time that I don't have things scheduled. And this is when I start going back into the office, this is obviously going to change. But this shows you, like, it's so helpful to me to work from home, because look at all these. I have 3 hours in the morning where I can have my coffee and journal and, just be me and just get right with myself before I start the chaos of the day. And I really do not want to go back into the office, at least full time. But anyhow, so I'm just putting it in. So you see the weekends is where I have a lot of free time. And my kids are older. They're teenagers. They're like not really hanging out with me that much as I should. So I've said that before. So I do have a lot of free, like, unscheduled time. But I can tell you, this is like new, because my life used to be so crazy on the weekends. I was always running between different fields and stuff. So 68 hours. So holding myself accountable. I'm just putting the 68 across the bottom. So my intention is like 3 out of 68 used. And then Tuesday would be 3 plus if I use 2 more. So 5 out of 68 hours were used. And it's really just time for me to like work on my decluttering or, self-care, any of those things. So thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you liked this video and consider subscribing and giving it a thumbs up. So thanks, everyone. Take care. Bye.